A lot of people think that painting is quite an easy thing, like you just throw the paint on there and it's ready to go, but this is kind of a painstaking process of adding layer after layer until you get the right consistency and thickness of the paint. It is a difficult process, but it gets better with time as you practice. I'm Weaam Sperinck. I'm an illustrator and an art teacher. I've lived here in Bahrain most of my life, and I went to study in Scotland at the Glasgow School of Art. What I find most inspiring are stories. I like to read books and short stories because as an illustrator, one of the main things we do is storytelling and narratives. It's just looking at my sketchbooks, I used to spend a lot of time. An artist's heart and soul is in their sketchbook. So it's important for us to be able to communicate something to an audience. And usually if it's an interesting story, it could be a concept. Showing the narrative story, these two little boys who live in a big house all by themselves. Their parents are always away. Thinking of different ways I could tell a story, and this kind of a storyboard is the simplest version of what I would create to see what I would want to do in the animation. I had a couple of achievements where I was semi-finalist in the Adobe Achievement Awards for animation because that was kind of my thing in the final year of my course. It was paper cuts, creating like a shadow puppet and a lit background and then moving everything as slowly as I could and photographing the camera. Currently, I'm working on two small projects. So one is sort of a series of male portraits that are based on failed relationships. So every personality which was wrong for me, I've painted a person to fit that personality. This one's the dreamer. This one is the free spirit, the pouter, just like the dramatic, moody. And this was actually the first one I finished, and I call him the socialite. So in my day-to-day life, I am an art teacher. I teach art and design, graphic design as well, and mostly to high school students. I'm also learning from the girls and take that from there to my own work. And it's quite interesting to see how our relationship has changed since then. This is a very sort of hot time for Bahrain. The art scene is just expanding at such a rate. It's really quite amazing. People that live here, they're from all over the world and they have all sorts of tastes. Seeing that the scene is sort of really coming up now, I'm more interested to be a part of that scene. Soon, in a year, I will have a very big project to exhibit to everyone, and I'm working on it at the moment, so watch this space.